Hey, how's it going? Today's piece of content is gonna be really nice. It's touching a lot of chords that strike me. Cause today my blood went boiling, even though it's cold. Cold. Look at that. So this is gonna be story time real quick before I go into the actual reason why my blood was boiling today. All right, story time with Kyle. Uh, when I was younger, my mom and dad got divorced. And the reason why was my dad really loved his computer, and he loved it so much it cost him his marriage. Let's just put it that way. Then I became really engrossed with the computer at an early age. I don't remember when. I probably would say somewhere around 7. It's maybe when it started. I remember being on the internet somewhere around the age of 9 and 10. I know the internet was around, but I really didn't get on it until about that time frame. I'm a nerd, guys, and I've been a nerd my whole life. So there's another thing there. With that, I was a problem child as a teenager. And I was so much of a problem child that I got kicked out multiple times from my house. And I ended up living with my grandparents for a bit, back with my mom. I ended up with my dad for a bit. So when I was with my dad, that's where I got some of the self-help stuff that I started learning and getting interested. But what it was also part of my background is that in that whole single mother, and you are fighting with your sister, and you're going through your teenage years, so that's your teenage angst years. You're gonna have a lot of shit going through your head, and essentially I went through depression, and I got so isolated to the computer, and computer was my whole life. And I found something that has changed my life completely at an early age. I think I discovered this maybe around 14, 13, 14. Everything in my life, the core moments of my life has been from the ages of 13 to about 19. That's really what has structured me. And anyways, I found this community for cheating in RuneScape, and the first thing that I was using this program for, that was a program that would play the game for you and allow you to level up, and it does the things, okay? And I thought that was so cool. And when we first started using it, we were using it so that way we could beat our other friends that we were competing with in levels and resources and things like that. It then evolved really fast into something that I don't think any of us could have prepared for, per se. I don't know if the creators of this bot platform knew exactly how, what they were doing when they got there. I wish I could talk to them about it. I'm friends with them, but they fun story with that. They got so big, and this is where crazy shit happened. Okay, we were making money left and right. Okay, we were selling RuneScape accounts and stuff like that. Now I wish I kind of took the programming side of things more seriously at that time frame. The reason why is because a lot of these programmers that I knew that started on this platform are super fucking talented, man. They are so fucking talented. And I love them all. And if they see this, shout outs to you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. Keep rocking. But that community brought more to us than just money. It brought an actual ecosystem of talented people, or just people that were down on their luck or down in depression or despair, and they found a sense of community because of this automation tool. Okay, that is pretty freaking amazing, and all of us are close friends to this day. And that indie game project that I'm talking about for my journal, the person that's working on it, he's from that community. I've known him since I was a teenager. Okay, that's how close our bond is, and nobody can take that away from us. So where did everything go wrong? Well, I didn't really see that side of the community being very important. I didn't see that. I saw it as a super important thing for me, personally, on the level of I needed someone to talk to. But I didn't see it on the business side of things. And I got caught up in the greed. I got caught up in the greed because I learned how to use automation tools. Now, first, I was just cheating in this video game. But now, this bot platform decided they came up with this cool, crazy tactic to sell their bot in a huge, crazy way that they were making money left and right. The programmers that were writing scripts for this were making money left and right. But I had one friend that got me into internet marketing, probably around 15. And another friend at that time also, he was actually one of the top developers there. He got me interested in a thing called email marketing. And he told me that data collection is one of the most valuable things. And he was telling me how much money he was getting by just collecting emails and selling that to other people. Now, at that time, I'm just a kid, and I'm like, heck, that sounds cool. Like, that seems pretty easy. I don't have too much issues with that. And I told my dad, I was like, hey, Dad, this is what I'm thinking about. And he says, I don't know how I feel about that. That seems a little unethical. You're selling other people's data. And at that time, I did not understand. Over the course of years, I got darker with my automation. And and the same thing also tell with the RuneScape cheating. I started seeing one of the biggest downsides to automation that people don't talk about. If you're not automating properly. And that is starting over. I don't know how many accounts I lost. I lost so many accounts because they got banned for botting. And so these people who think that in this proper world of things, that if they just automate everything to get that bottom line, that they're going to be okay, but maybe that automation is going to cost them more in the long run because you're going to have to waste time and resources all over again to rebuild. So with that being said, that's exactly what has happened to me over and over and over. Now, I have learned a lot of cool things about the old school automation tactics, and I've been revisiting a lot of them to turn them into more ethical machines. But deep down, I have learned that I don't necessarily need to rely on the automation side of things when it comes to connecting with people. That needs to be a genuine human-to-human connection. And that's what this whole thing basically came down to when I got my blood boiled earlier today. So I hope you guys enjoy. And this is a little bit long, but I really needed to bring this forward because it's something that needs to be talked about. Alright, today's piece of content is simply a nice little rant about people trying to give you false hopes. And now this goes into what I would call the new rules of social media going forward in the future. Just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I have been automating the internet since I was like 14. So I've been through some shit, okay? Now, what I want to show here is there's a nice like little bot on Instagram that will go ahead and comment on polls and questions and things like that. Isn't it pretty freaking awesome? Oh, of course it is. You know what's also nice is that they don't give a shit about their audience. So what they're trying to tell their fan is, hey, yo, I don't give a shit about you. You know what? I just want you to go ahead and look at my shit. And you know what? I called this guy out. I called one of these guys out. I'm going to show you guys here. This guy, he said basically like, oh, I loved your page, liked your page. And so I said, What part did you like with our page? I would love to hear your feedback and any advice you can give. Thanks. And of course, since it's not real engagement and all they're trying to do is sell false hope, they just sends typical spam. So I called them out on it.
Yeah, so my company's been around for 5+ years. Social Flair, we work with hundreds and hundreds of people, from entrepreneurs, artists, models, real estate agents, photographers, you really name it, companies, businesses, clothing brands, anybody that needs more exposure and real growth and targeting real people for social media.
Blah, 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 blah. So tell me about this automation. How do you think it plays on the larger ethical scale of things? Because clearly here you've shown me that all your software can do is spam people. You didn't give me quality engagement. You didn't do shit. I'm sorry, dude. And that's what you think is a good strategy, is to spam people. Nice. I wish your company well, dude.
All right, listen, we don't spam people. The way we do our shit is because we put you on our software and we target anybody that has an Instagram account. So once we're viewing over 500,000 plus stories with your Instagram account, and we're finding stories that have polls on them, or people that have it to where on their story where you can send them a message. Now, when we can send them a message, it will say, I love your profile, or check my page out. Now, when they have a poll up that says yes or no, we click on that, or my software automatically clicks on that yes.
So he just goes ahead and tells exactly what I just pointed out.
Because I'll tell you right now, I work with guys between 500,000 to 1 million followers.
And he thinks that his number count is what makes things impressive. Nice e-penis, bro. Nice e-penis. Yes, I'm well aware, dude. A fisherman always sees another fisherman. And I've been in the automation game, and in fact, I write my own automation tools. But let me tell you something. The difference between your marketing and my marketing are completely different. You're using software to manipulate people's emotions. I'm going for branding. I'm not going for the quick buck. So with that kind of logic, the engagement that you're providing is false. You're telling the viewers that, hey, I'm looking at your content and I think your content's good, but in reality, I didn't even get to see your content.
Just think about it. How did you send me a message back? It's because my software targeted.
Okay, so he thinks that because I replied back to him that his bot is working. Let me tell you something, who my mentor is. My mentor is Gary V. It's called, you put in the work on the fucking phone. It's very simple. You go to the app and you fucking do things manually. You don't use a fucking shortcut of a bot. I'm fucking sorry. So don't say that your thing is, oh, it worked because you engaged with me. No, it's because you're a fucking idiot and I'm fucking trying to outwork you.
And unfortunately, that's bad business for the future of social media. So good luck.
All right, good luck to you too, man. I mean, you're the only guy that has actually complained about this. I mean, we work with hundreds of people, so I mean,
I'm the only guy who would actually complain about this because I'm not caring about the short-term growth of my bank account. I'm caring about what I can do and what I can provide for the future of all my friends and family. I'm sorry that I'm not looking at those short-term gains. Oh, scary.
I message back because that's my protocol. My protocol is to provide quick response with human value, not an automation program. As I said, I write my own tools. I've been in this game for a long time, and the future of social media is not this. So again, good luck. You're looking at short-term plays right now, bro. I don't know what else to say. I'm looking at 20 years in the future. Again, good luck.
it's not just automation. Automation means totally different. We're seeing an automated message without.
That's literally the same thing. Automated message is a fucking automation. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Is he high?
But all right, you do you, man. 17 followers. I do coding and stuff like that.
Oh, he's got to call out my little following count. We just started. Thank you, babe.
As well, what we do is Instagram is completely safe. So I mean, me gaining over 5,000 followers in 3 months, from 5,000 to already 12,000 followers. I think I'm doing pretty good, man. So
Oh, you're doing really good, dude. And later on, when you're crying to your mama, I'm gonna be sitting here on a king pile of cash or something. I don't fucking know. But you know what? That's not the point. The point is, you're a fucking douchebag.
It's not about safety. It's not about what you can do. This is all about ethics. And if you can't see it on an ethical side, then you're fucked, dude.
Exactly. This is an ethical thing. You're manipulating people's emotions. And if anybody thinks that the automation tools that they're using is so good, like, they need to take a step back to understand what is it that they're actually doing to their fans. They're creating a false sense of anxiety, especially people like this. Like, they're just saying, hey, look, you want to be good, well, join my service. And but in reality, all you're doing is perpetuating the mental illness that people have when it comes to social media. All you're doing is perpetuating the anxiety that social media helps induce. All you're doing is putting people down because they don't feel like they're superior enough. And when in fact, they are pretty decent. But no, you want to help kill or be a part of the problem, so just screw you. I thought I was done with this, but I was at work and he decided to continue messaging. So I thought this was actually a little bit more to touch deeper onto this topic. So let me first play these messages to just show you what's going on in this guy's head.
How do you feel that ethics and having clients go hand in hand? You've never heard of a con man before? They have plenty of clients, and yet they're conning their customers. Huh. The ethics is behind the psychological manipulation of social media. Most people, a lot of normal people, are super attached to their phones. And then you present this false sense of security to them where they think that what the internet likes from them is what they should be doing. You then create a false sense of community. You create a false sense of hope. You destroy people's lives that way. Now, it does not happen immediately on the short-term scale. That's why short-term, it is profitable to automate your life like this. However, since I am an automator myself, and I've been automating since I've been 13, by the way, let me just say this. Automation should be used for productivity and efficiency, not to manipulate psychologically your customers. Dude, I'm not saying that you're a con man. I'm saying the fact that the automation that you're trying to promote is not ethical in the bounds of my standards. And therefore, I cannot do business with you. The point I'm trying to make here is what you're clearly pointing out, the obvious. You only care about money, you do not care about people, and therefore, in the end, you will lose.
And this is the point I want to drive really close to home here. If you do not care about the individuals that are bringing you up genuinely and authentically, you are disrespecting your fans. You are disrespecting everybody out there. You are putting it out there that you care only for yourself and you only care about money. Now, money is not an issue. In fact, my partner Angel wants this project to be super profitable. And I told him it will get to that point if we follow a certain set of rules. If we do not set a certain set of rules, we can make short-term gains, but then how long do you want to jump on to different projects when you could use this project as a stepping board for the future of our projects? So, that being said, money is not evil per se, and you caring about it is not bad. If you think that it can bring tremendous value and in a real authentic way, then then it's better. And I'll put an example here. Because for me, if I were to say I just care about money, you would just think that would be greed. But if I selfishly talked about the reason why having money, not on a material level, not to show off to the Joneses, not to do whatever, not to, it's literally for my own personal selfish reasons. Now, if like the material items genuinely make you happy, I would say go for it. However, 99% of the time, and I'm just pulling that number out of my ass right now, 99% of the time, people are just doing that to show off to other people, to make themselves look and appear better than they really are. And so, therefore, they're living a lie, and that's not cool. So, how do you bring that whole like money aspect to a good particular thing? Well, for me, I would say if your reason behind wanting it is genuine for something good, not necessarily, I shouldn't have to say good, but you have a solid argument for it. Now, typically they are good. For mine, it is that I consistently, I'm always jumping from project to project, and the reason why is because if it doesn't follow what my belief system is, then I'm going to go ahead and just walk away. And I do that a lot, unfortunately. But because I have my standards set up high, and I know that this is where I want to go, the reason why I need this money is not only just for me, but that way when I go ahead and I am making these projects, I cannot do them alone. I cannot just make a game by myself. Now I can technically do that, but the time and effort and energy required to learn each little aspect, like, I suck at graphic design. I'm okay, you can see some of my stuff, but if it's not in the realms of like fantasy type artwork and it's more on the professional realm, or it's coming up with unique ideas or something, I just can't really do a whole lot of that, unfortunately. And so I do not want to put my efforts into that. I would much rather take that money and invest it into a team that is ready to work on a project that is fulfilling their artistic values and their dreams. So I believe in that notion that the artist creates the art for themselves because they're trying to explain something to the world that the world doesn't understand, or isn't like it's a way for an artist to communicate. And I don't like how businesses consistently think that if they look at the bottom line and they only care about the bottom line, that that's going to be the best thing in life, when in reality, building up the best team environment, building up the best people around you, building up the best sense of community, and being there to have a genuine support system is far more important, far more valuable than any amount of cash that can be placed on the table. And that's just that.